this offense that we're going to be having without Pacheco. And while Kareem Hunt gets his legs back, of course, Steele kind of figures out how to be the lead back, and Samaje Perine kind of – well, Samaje is still learning the playbook, so that's also adds another little wrinkle into it as well. JD, a lot of experts, you got these fantasy experts, these NFL insiders, everyone's saying they're expecting Pat to kind of wear the cape and be that guy while Pacheco's out, and this offense kind of adjusting to being more of a passing attack over the next season, at least the next 6 to 8 weeks until these other guys, get in the role. But JD, how do you see the offense adjusting without Pacheco, without that kind of grittiness that we won't have without Pacheco? And do you see more of a passing attack where we're using the passing game to act as our run game, like the quick hitters to Rashid, quick hitters to Kelce? How do you see the offense kind of evolving without Pacheco over the next 2 months?
I mean, that's who we are anyway. I don't think we're doing anything more than what we've been doing. We just know that Pacheco has earning getting the rock more than what he had been. Last year, we was trying to throw the football. We wasn't running the ball with Pacheco enough for me. I think for everybody else. Half the times we was in it, I was just like, man, run the ball. And we just didn't. And so we go back to our tendencies. We've seen it this past week with Cincinnati. As soon as we come out second series, we start throwing. We get away from the run game. Start throwing the football. So I hope we get a little bit more balance here. We understand that the run is going to open up the pass, and hopefully Atlanta's thinking, oh, yeah, well, Pacheco's not in there. Who are they going to give it to? The young guy, Steele? They're going to give it to Samaje Perine? Who else they're going to have in here? Hunt comes in. He just got off the couch. But all three of those guys can run and hit you in the mouth. They could get yards for you, and they get positive yards. He's a great running back. Somebody said that, we might have one of the best running back rooms in the league now. That's true. That is true. So Carson Steele is a steal for us. He's a steal. Okay, Steele is a steal. We didn't know his kid was going to do that here in the NFL. I didn't. Okay, he blew me away, and so I'm pleased. Sleep on him if you want to. Okay, and you're gonna find some cleat marks on your chest. All right, I'm just letting you know that, and you're gonna wake up with some of those little gray locks sitting on your ears and the beard and stuff. Okay, after you done rolled you over. So do that if you want to. Okay, Samaje Perine, as slick and smooth as he is, try to tackle him, okay? That joker's a muscle bowling ball. And that joker start rolling and he lays the wood on you, lower the head and that shoulder. Our guys know what it's about because he did a whole lot of that to us. So we know what he's got. We've seen it be done to us. He sent us home one year for the playoffs because of Samaje Perine. So he still got that in him. So if you think for any reason that these guys are just not good enough to do it, then you're fooling yourself. But going back to what you were saying, let's say we don't run the football, right? Put it on Pat's shoulders. Well, we always put it on Pat's shoulders. Pat ain't got no problem. Pat got big enough shoulders to do anything right now in the NFL, right? He wants it. He's asked you to put him on his back, put it on his shoulders. What's different from Superman wearing his cape? Huh? It ain't no different. Pat been doing that for a long time. So that's nothing new. And the thing is, he got his sidekick with him. He's got his guy, Travis Kelce. Okay? Kelce, the first 2 games, hadn't really had too many, good games. But guess what? Teams know we can't let Travis Kelce beat us. Pat knows, okay? Listening to what he said in the press conference, he knows he missed some throws to Travis Kelce. He knows it. Travis Kelce sitting there, and that's why he's a little frustrated. Like, hey, man, you ain't looking to me as much as you should. Just going back over the film, there was plenty of opportunities that Pat probably could have got some to Travis, right? But I know he likes his young guys. I know he likes his young guys, want to get those guys going. We got to get Travis going. Get him some easy, catches here and there. Like just a little turn over the ball, catch it, 5-yard out, whatever it may be out in the flat. Different things like that, just to get him going. He's going to be fine. Now we got Rashid Rice, okay, one of the best younger coming wide receivers in the game. We got the fastest guy in the NFL, and Xavier Worthy, okay, who's going to be a lot better, who's going to learn from this past week. You don't get pushed out, okay? You got to have better technique. This is not college. You're going to get pushed around. So he's got to be ready. And so we're going to get the ball in the hands of the playmakers. And what I do hope some other guys contribute. Okay, we got Justin Watson, we got Juju Smith-Schuster, we got McCole Hardman, we got Sky Moore. So we got guys that can play. We got guys that can ball. I like our wide receiver room. I like our tight end room. I didn't even talk about Noah Gray. I didn't even talk about Jared Wiley. We got guys. We got an offense. We got a good offensive line. Our left tackle had a little problems, okay? He was a rookie last week, okay? Going against probably the best defensive end in the game. This week's going to be a little different. I think he's going to be ready. And so he's going to come out there. He's going to be ready. He's going to get himself together, okay? The guy's got his back. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. So if anybody just thinks we're going to go into Atlanta and it's going to be a slaughter or it's going to be a tight game or something like that, I think these guys understand what they need to do. So
I was watching, obviously, you and I talk about, we're both big fantasy guys, and I was looking at, different fantasy experts, what they were saying. And a lot of, I think Matthew Berry, for example, famous ESPN, now he's with the NBC Sports. He was saying of the two running backs that he thinks that Samaje Perine is going to have a bigger role than Carson Steele, because his reasoning behind that was they're going to go more into a passing kind of attack. He's a better blocker from the backfield, and more of a proven guy, a guy who's done it in the league for a long time, as well as being, he's been a starting running back in the league as well, whereas Carson Steele is unknown variable. Obviously, Matthew Berry, I think he's a Commanders fan, so he has been watching the Chief games that we have going into preseason and whatnot. But do you think there's some legitimacy to that since Perine's been there, done that he may have the upper hand as far as being the guy they trust, at least being to start at least in game one, where they'll kind of lean on him a little bit more so than they would with Carson Steele, or they'll keep him in the same role that he has with Pacheco?
I would. This is just me as a veteran. Someday Perine has a lot more experience. And so Carson Steele could come in and give him, and like I said, it could be 50-50, 60-40, whatever it may be. But you're going to see both those guys. But I trust Someday Perine as much as I trust Carson Steele. Carson Steele's a guy we know can run the football.
Come on, baby, go. Yes! That's a first down. This football season, I'll be putting down normal sodas like Coca-Cola for Olipop. Olipop offers a healthier alternative with its low sugar content and natural ingredients. Olipop is more than just a drink. It's a wellness companion that supports your digestive health. Packed with prebiotics, this fizzy elixir helps promote good bacteria in your gut, leading to improved digestion and overall well-being. So go ahead, click the link in the description and use promo code SODALOVE and get your can of Olipop so you can enjoy the game guilt-free. Go Chiefs. Use the promo code SODALOVE for 15% off now.
So, but if I had to give a nod to a guy, I would definitely give a nod to Perine, just because of his experience. So, if that's the question, then sure.
Yeah, I do think if we are going to, and obviously not changing up the offense by any means, JD, but it feels like since second half of the season where we did kind of go to Pacheco to be more of this kind of grind it out kind of team, where we kind of changed it up last year, it still seems like there was a bit of that. At least the first two games, where it's kind of like a more balanced approach going into the season, at least. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I do think we'll see, like you said, I do think we'll see a little bit more of Kelce than we have for the last two games as far as targets and catches. And I think, like you said, we're going to try to get him going as fast as possible, utilizing the quick game to, act as the run game. That's how it is. The quick game can be an extension of your run game, and especially without Pop, we're gonna need to find other ways to kind of get that.
Yeah, I think you do have to get the ball out of your hand fast and early if you're gonna do that. You're gonna run some RPOs, of course, and see how it's gonna look. But I think I've seen Amda Brown said something about maybe that they're hoping that Atlanta's not going to put Kelce in the game plan because he thinks he's washed. So Atlanta's not going to fall for that. If Jokers watch film, they seen that he was open. They see Pat was just missing him. So they're going to be ready. They know that 87 in any second could break out for 130 yards and 2 tubs. And they know they can't sleep on him. But like we were saying, they're going to make sure there's certain things that you do matchup wise to get Kelce the ball. So whether it be some screens, slants, some curls, uh, I think that's what you have to do. I think that's what you have to do. So, like I said, once those guys get on the same page, man, they start cooking. It's a whole different thing. It's a whole different ballgame. Now the entire field opens up. And I want to make that point as well. From what I've seen, scheme-wise, schematically, what we were doing, I hope we changed up a little bit. Okay, so when I say that, I mean open up the whole offense. Let them cover every part of the field, vertically, horizontally. You got to cover it all. Okay, and Pat's got to take what the defense is going to give him. If he can't get it deep, go ahead throw it short, right? And I think Pat he said just about that much. So, JD, you really summarized things very well. It is so annoying when some of these other podcasters and even media type tear into the Chiefs so badly. You know what? You know what I noticed? But I'm gonna tell you what I noticed from like national news. Some guys that play the game, I know because they got to cover so much that they only see snippets of different guys, right? They got to cover the whole basis. They don't quite know everything as far as the whole, the whole scope of everything that's going on with the team and guys. I do see that. So some things they do miss. Okay, you could just take from a clip and just try to make that no. Another thing is because I've been out there between the field. I know what it means. I've coached for 12 years. I played for 11, 12 years, and I know how that feels in between those lines. And so sometimes when guys are hard on each other, I know how in the course of a game how things work, right? You know it's going to be there's up and downs, but the thing is you can't be up and down. Your emotion can't be up and down. You got to be even killed the entire time. So you know things are going to go wrong. There might be some interceptions. There might be some turnovers. The thing is you just got to be prepared. You got to be one snap and clear. You got to come back. You got to be ready. And so you're always focused in on the very next play. That's how it has to be. And so sometimes people get into it and he's like, oh, man, I don't understand. And I'm just like, man, that's football. That's what makes it such a great sport because anything can happen. They say any given Sunday. And so when you sit there and you see these teams get beat, like San Francisco beat by Minnesota, Atlanta beats, Philly, you start to wonder. It's like, man, I thought these teams are supposed to be the ball burners and stuff like that. Ravens, they got 2 losses, right? But hello, this is the NFL. Everybody's good. And so if you sleeping on any Sunday and you think things are just going to go perfectly squeaky clean, then I got news flash for you. You just ain't been watching football. So I think sometimes people are temperamental. Some of these podcasters out here that talk about certain things, it's a little cringy. I heard somebody say cringy earlier. It's a little cringy to me when I hear some guys. I'm like, hey, he's okay. And I'm like, well, that just not how it works. But okay, go with it.
Well, that's amongst the reasons why we started Chief Concerns 4 years ago, Sarah. Because we felt there was a need, and there was a kind of a void in the Chiefs world as far as podcasters and channels. So that's why we started Chief Concerns. So there you go. So I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, man. We're gonna give you the business. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get to the nitty-gritty. And I'm gonna get to using this board a little bit more. I wiped it off. I was doing something early today, and I got some things on film. So we're gonna see some things out there.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So we seen. So real quick. DeMonte Greenby said, "I see it as any other job opportunity. Things got to work together. Yes, they do. This is all what football is all about. Guys can't be on their own page. He can't. When you see a guy that wants to do his own thing, it's to the detriment of the entire team. We seen it last week with Jamar Chase. That sucker got him out of, almost on a drive, going to the, could have scored. They could almost put the Chiefs away. And he started all that yapping and all that, and you get off me, and okay, guess what? Yeah, you got to go for a field goal. Appreciate it, Jamar Chase. Appreciate it, okay? Because you just did your team in, okay? And if you don't think you did, you had. That was crazy. When guys act that way, okay, you make it all about you and the selfishness and the team aspect, everybody's going to suffer. Everybody's going to suffer. So we can't just have one Yahoo, man, that's going to, mess everything up. Can't be done. That's why I love the Chiefs so much, man, because they're such a unit, a team, and a group, and a family with each other, Marcus. That's what I love. That's what I love, man. And they play for one another. That's why you don't really see guys get on each other. You don't see too much of those things happening, right? Uh, and then when they do, it's kind of out of character. I'm just like, oh, what's going on? Like, ain't really had things work. So
Yeah, the fact that you can point to games in the past of when that stuff has happened shows you how much it doesn't happen at all. Like the Buffalo game last year. Before that, when Travis did the fake flag taunting the referee, when that was I think that was the Alex Smith era. I don't think that was Mahomes yet. So
yeah,
it's not
yeah,
that not that
not that
much.
big a deal. About
Yeah.
enemy and Pat getting into it, but them hugging each other up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, enemy and Tyreek. Like you can almost name each one like when it comes up because it's like what's going on? It's such a rarity, right?
Yeah, it's so out of the norm for us.
Right.
Yeah, the last thing I just want to say on this topic is that with this passing attack, if we do kind of go more towards throwing the ball, this is that while it's new secondary, it's a pretty their safeties, Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates. That's two of the
Yeah,
best in the
real
game,
deal,
man.
man. Yeah, it's real deal. It's real deal. We got experience with those guys. Got experience with them. So I think how you attack these guys. Uh, I'm just going to think what you have to do. Okay, I think you still have to you got to try them deep. You have to. You got to try them deep. Rasheed Rice on the outside catching that ball, man, that's a beautiful sight. That is a beautiful sight. He can play on the outside, put somebody else in the slot to catch those balls. We got guys to play slot, man. We got slot guys. Okay, put Rasheed out there, man. Let him be the big body out there, if you will. Sometimes, and I think that might be part of the key. So you can put Worthy out there, but I like having Rice out on the outside. Seriously, he's a strong guy, and he'll torch any corner. I don't think they realize just how good of a wide receiver he really is. Sure, if they don't understand, man, they've already find out.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's gonna be a good test. I mean, I will say, Philly without AJ Brown last year was able to kind of move the ball down the field on them pretty easily. I would say. Obviously, they didn't put up a lot of points, but they were able to move the ball. So, and we collectively have a lot more weapons than what Philly had last week going into playing Atlanta. So,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good battle for sure. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.